Japanese scary stories. Thank you for opening this video. I would be very happy if you could let me know in the comments what you think could be improved, what you liked, or what you would like to hear so that we can deliver better videos. Please lend force. Thank you. Please also subscribe to the channel. Hanako-san of the toilet. Oh no, it's gotten so late. Elementary school senior Ichan stayed late for her committee activities, and by the time she returned to her classroom, it was already dark. Ichan was the only one in the classroom. The usually bustling school had started to take on a creepy atmosphere. Ichan wanted to hurry home, but she couldn't suppress the sudden urge to use the restroom. She knew she wouldn't make it home in time. Oh no, what should I do? Ichan had a reason for hesitating to go to the restroom. There was a rumor that a ghost named Hanako-san, with a bob haircut, wearing a white shirt and red skirt, haunted the school's restroom. But now wasn't the time to worry about that. She was nearing her limit. Resolving herself, Ichan dashed to the girls' restroom on the third floor, the closest one to her classroom. When she opened the restroom door, she saw 3 empty stalls. She quickly entered the nearest one and sighed with relief. After finishing her business, she washed her hands and glanced in the mirror, noticing something strange. Did someone come in? When she had entered the restroom, all the stalls had been empty. But now, the door to the furthest stall, the third one, was closed. She hadn't heard a sound. However, the stall door was locked. Maybe it was Kei-san from the neighboring class who had also attended the committee. Ichan knocked on the stall door. Knock, knock. She received a response. Relieved that someone was there, she spoke. Kei-san, is that you? Let's go home together. There was no reply. Feeling awkward, Ichan decided to leave the restroom and placed her hand on the exit door. Huh? It won't open. The door, which should have opened with a pull, wouldn't budge, no matter how hard she tried. In a sudden panic, Ichan started thinking the person in the furthest stall might actually be Hanako-san. Could it be? Fearfully, she asked, "Could you be Hanako-san?" Suddenly, bam, bam, bam! The stall door was being pounded on furiously with no sign of stopping. Terrified and in a panic, Ichan screamed and tried desperately to get out, but the door wouldn't move. Please, let me out! Ichan collapsed in tears at the restroom entrance. The pounding abruptly stopped, and the locked stall door slowly opened. Inside the restroom stood a shadow with a bob haircut, dressed in a white shirt and red skirt. Kankandara. When I was in elementary and middle school, I lived in a rural area and spent my days with 2 friends, A and B, getting into all sorts of mischief. Unlike me and A, who were neglected by our parents, B's mother, despite being strict, always cared for him. One day, when we were in the 3rd year of middle school, B had a fierce argument with his mother. B was mentally tormenting his mother when his father came home and immediately grasped the situation. His mother's clothes and hair were disheveled, and she was staring blankly at the floor. His father spoke to B, "Father, how have you become someone who can trample over others like this? Don't you realize how much your mother cares about you?" B, ignoring his father, threatened him instead. B, "Shut up, I might just kill you." The father continued speaking calmly. "Father, you think you're not afraid of anything? If that's the case, go to the restricted area in the forest and see for yourself." In that forest, there was an eerie, restricted area at the foot of a small mountain where we lived. Rumors said it was a brainwashing facility run by a cult. The area was surrounded by a 2-meter-high fence with thick ropes, barbed wire, and countless bells hanging from it. Without waiting for a response, B's father took his mother upstairs. B then left the house and met up with me and A. He told us what had happened, and we discussed what to do. A, if his father said something like that, it must be serious. Me, The rumor is that there's a cult base there. Maybe he wants you to get caught and brainwashed. It's scary, but what will you do? Are you going? B. Of course I'm going. My father's lying. Driven by curiosity and a sense of adventure, we decided to go to that place. We prepared some tools and entered the forest with flashlights around 1 a.m. As soon as we entered, we started hearing strange noises. B noticed first, and then we all heard it. The sounds matched our movements. Me. Hey, do you hear something? B. Yeah, what could it be? Thinking it might be animals, we continued without worrying. Eventually, we reached the fence. The fence looked ominous, but B climbed over it confidently, and we followed. As soon as we crossed the fence, we felt an intense feeling of oppression. Me. What is this feeling? A. It's hard to breathe. Moving forward, we found 6 trees tied with ropes, forming a hexagonal space. In the center was an old donation box. B examined the box and found small bottles and sticks with red tips inside. B. What's this? Me. I don't know, but maybe we shouldn't touch it. However, B's curiosity got the better of him, and he moved the sticks. Suddenly, the bells rang loudly, and we all ran away in fear. While fleeing, we saw a creepy woman's face in the forest. She was peeking at us from the root of a tree, and the sight terrified us, making us run even faster. The next day, B complained of pain in his limbs and couldn't move. After receiving a call from B's mother, A and I went to his house. B was writhing in pain and screaming. Sensing something was wrong, B's mother decided to take us to a remote village. In that village lived a family with spiritual powers. They told us about an evil spirit called Kankandara. According to an old legend, a priestess was eaten by a giant serpent in a village, and her grudge remained. This grudge was passed down as Kankandara. B's symptoms were said to be caused by the priestess's grudge. Having come into contact with the spirit, B was cursed. However, because B hadn't fully seen the spirit, there was a chance he could be saved. B was left with the family for a long purification process. We received a purification ritual and returned home. Since then, we haven't seen B, but we heard he's living a normal life somewhere now. This incident had a profound impact on the 3 of us. After B was left with the family, A and I were in a daze for a while, unable to believe what had happened. A. This was probably the best for B, but I never thought it would come to this. Me. I never dreamed that place was actually cursed. We expressed our gratitude to B's family and returned to our daily lives, albeit with a sense of complexity. Gradually, our lives began to change after that incident. The family taking care of B kept us informed about his progress. They told us that B's purification was proceeding smoothly, but it would take years for him to fully recover. We prayed for B's recovery and used this time to reflect on our own lives. We regretted our reckless actions and resolved to act more responsibly. As an additional note, we received a thank you letter from B's mother. The letter detailed B's gradual recovery and how much she had worried about him. B's mother. Thank you for being with him. B is now calmer and recovering bit by bit. I'm grateful for your friendship. Reading this letter made us realize the importance of B. We vowed to continue growing until B fully recovered. Through this experience, we learned to respect unknown forces and naturally stop doing foolish things. We also deeply understood the importance of family and parental love. The priestesses who gathered in the forest on specific days were there to perform rituals for the spirits. The sounds we heard in the restricted area were due to the activities of Kankandara, which was sealed there. Since then, we have avoided the restricted area in the forest and returned to our normal lives, but the events of that night remain an unforgettable experience.